or sadly, even killings. Yes, some people have influenced other people to kill. Kill other people, that's committing murder, and even kill themselves, suicide. And so some parents have started to oppose that notion. There are positives. Influencers make a good deal of money. Look towards your television, to your mobile screen. Almost all over the world, you find interesting YouTubers, TikTokers. Everybody wants to have a large TikTok following. Everybody wants to create content. Everybody wants to be somebody. Nobody wants to be nobody anymore, it would seem. But parents are opposing. And so I ask you this morning, as we talk about the rise of the influencer, why are some parents opposed to their wards becoming social media influencers? They carry the phone, they go, oh, look at me, I came to Nigeria Info to check out their studio. Yay, 2,000 followers, 2,000 likes. And then you have my mind, wait, what is this work? Stop doing this thing. But he's making money. He's making money.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and X. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. WhatsApp, where we receive only messages. Let me give that one in again. Please, WhatsApp is only for the reception of messages. Messages. All right. Thank you very much. The WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. All right. Once again, if you are a parent or if you know parents, right, help me understand, why are some parents opposed to their children becoming social media influencers? Let's go. All right, so I like this message. Just drop. I just saw the very first line. This one is from Annie. Annie says, and Jude, good morning. I understand why some parents would not want their children to be social media influencers because of the pressure that particular job has. Every job, every business comes with this pressure. But these days, we are seeing people who will do anything just to trend. And if you are not trending, people don't follow you. If they are not following you, you're not making money. So some parents have seen that their children are doing things that they ordinarily wouldn't do. For example, wearing something that is too revealing, or drinking something that's not meant to be taken. All of this are some of the reasons why some parents don't want their children to be influencers. That's a good point, Annie. Your child didn't used to be like this before, but because the child now, but no thanks to you, now has, a camera, a phone camera, has access to the internet, the child wants to get famous. And so the child will do something, it trends, goes viral. Nigerian people probably talk about it. Hey, my picking. And then, hey, I want to do this. I want to do this. But then there's a pressure. And now that you mentioned it, Annie, I have to say this. It's very similar, as I think about this right now, it's very similar to the pressure celebrities experience. It's the same kind of pressure. The pressure to always appear perfect. The pressure to always be in the limelight and project a particular type of story. A niche, if you could say so. When we come back, we'll continue, and I'll be sharing with you the word of the day. Stay tuned.
Nigeria Info,
right back after this.
today. Temperatures of between 23 to 27 degrees centigrade during the course of today. So it might be a good time to do some laundry. Now, to the word of the day. This is where we tend to share with you a word that I think you can use and inculcate or add to your vocabulary, right? So that you can use it and, sound a bit more, educated, that's the way, sound a bit more polished, right? Not to sound like you're looking down on other people, but, get your brain to learn something and know how to use it. Today's word is serendipity. Serendipity, spelled Serendipity. Serendipity. Once again, the word is serendipity, spelled Serendipity. And it means the occurrence of events, usually by chance, and very often happy or in a good or beneficial way. Serendipitous. Oh, this guy's coming to my house was serendipitous because as he came, he brought bags of gari and 3 bunches of plantain. We were just thinking what we're going to use all the oil and the fish to do in my house. But here comes this man with bags of gari and 2 bunches of plantain. I find that serendipitous. So the word once again is serendipity. 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 Now, away from the word of the day to our starter for today, the rise of the social media influencer. These days, young people, old people are looking up to individuals on their YouTube, on Instagram. Instagram is very, very popular for people who are looking for fashion designers, looking for phones, looking for cars these days. You have Instagram, celebrities who very popular with the young people, particularly the females who wear makeup. I think one of my friends is a very, very, successful social media influencer. She's been doing this for about a decade now, talking about makeup and stuff like that. So she's very, very good, very popular. I won't mention her name before anybody comes and starts to ask me questions. But anyway, the point is, in 2000, from the end of 2000 to today, we've seen the explosion. In fact, they've become so big that big brands are now using more of social media influences to market their products. Yes, they still use traditional media, don't get me wrong. They use television, they use print media, they use radio like we have, but they also are leaning very heavily on social media influence. Now, in some cases, it has backfired. Because some people would pay, Mr. A and say, okay, you have a large following, please, market my product. We see that with some of our celebrities these days. Macaroni, for example, Mr. Funny, Sabinus, and let's say Bright, okay? Well, all these individuals, all right, Funny Boom, they at one point or the other on their platforms marketed something. But sometimes, because of their personal stature, right? They may do something, and because they did something, people will say, that guy, when we see saying they jump fence, I don't cancel that. I'm not going to use anything when that guy talk, I know they listen to again. So their longevity, I beg your pardon, is suspect. But at the same time, we cannot deny their effectiveness. But some have said, well, anybody these days can be an influencer. People like bad things. People like good things. You don't need to go to school for it. And so that's what some parents will tell you. My pikin, this thing when they do, it go last. Let me share with you something before we open the phone lines. Now, stats have it that some of the influencers that you knew back in the year 2020 and 21 are no longer online today. Why? Your guess is as good as mine.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you will find us on Facebook and on X, at Nigeria Info PH. Our WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. Samson is on the line from LMS. Samson, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Yes, Jude.
Good morning.
Nigerian lawyers, are they not Nigerians?
Oh, they are.
I know every Nigerian wants to make it fast now because Nigerians reward those or celebrate those who have made money. Not those who have made successes in life like education and all the rest. But those who have made money and they come out with big cars and big mansions and this. That is the people Nigerians celebrate. So after spending their years and all the pains through school to become a lawyer, they want to make it fast. That is why you see they embrace politicians. They rally around politicians until Nigerians do the needful and maybe reduce the love for politics and attach it to economy and farming and all the rest in order to boost the economy and remove so much money from politics or make our politics.
Wait, Samson. Samson. Let me get you straight. Samson, are you saying now for somebody who wants to be an influencer, right? That wants to make it big, that they are now using politics. They come online to be promoting politicians, even though they have degrees and whatnot. It's politics, so they're influencing people with politics. That's what you're saying.
Yes. Let me also add there. Yes. You know that it's only politics that fetch money so much in this country, apart from the what they call 419 or what. But
that's not true. These social media influencers are making money. They are selling phones. They are telling you, come and buy land in my village. We see a lot of people. Some of your friends are social media influencers. Are you saying they should not be social media influencers again because of bad politics in Nigeria?
I never said so. But I'm talking about where the crunch of people run to.
I see.
Where people are heavily influenced is politics.
It's politics.
Politics influence them so much.
Okay. All right. Samson said.
Not the problem.
Samson says, well, the social media influencers are very, very eager to get into the political space. That's where the problem is. Don't stop, but those who are using politics in the wrong way is where he has a problem with. Somebody's calling us on WhatsApp 718. Please, if you want to speak to us, use the number 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, please. All right, we get back to the phone lines. I'll come to these messages very shortly, but there's a caller on. Let's get his name and we'll get to you. But let me read this one very quickly. And this one says, Jude, good morning. I love being a social media influencer. It's like me making money off the things I like to do. I like to travel and I also like to eat. But the truth is, being a social media influencer in this country is not cheap. Unfortunately, what some of these influencers don't tell you is what they have to do to become popular. The people they have to go and visit and sometimes do things that are not nice so that their numbers can increase. If we do it the very legal way, which is do your passion, put it on social media, let people appreciate it and move on, no problem. But what we have here in Nigeria, Jude, is that more people are doing things illegally so that they can appear legal. All right, thank you very much, Jane. She likes to travel and likes to eat. She likes being an influencer. I doubt it as her name, by the way. I really doubt that. 017-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. We seem to be having some issues with line. I see the lights pop up and they go off. All right, so most likely drop call scenarios. Must apologize for that. So let's give you an alternate number: 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0009, 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0009. All right, let's get to social media. Yes, because we're on social media. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. 90.3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, very good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, I'm Enaso. Tony, I'm calling from Okaka.
Welcome.
Yeah, please, you said what is the word again? Serendipity, have you?
Serendipity, yes, serendipity. SERENDIPTY, yes.
Okay, yeah. You talked about influencers.
Yes.
Social media influencers.
Why are some parents opposed?
Influencer, yeah, influencer. As an influencer, somebody I look up to as influencer, somebody who have worked so hard behind his position. Now let's look at the literary world now, like Professor Nobel laureate.
Yes.
Professor
Shoyinka. Yeah.
We talk of Chinua Achebe. Then the medical line or musical line, we talk of the Afrobeat legend, Fela Nicola Popoti and what have you. So these are people for me I look up to as a role model. Influencers as my influencers, who have influenced me positively. For me, I don't know of other person.
Yeah, but that's for you. Those are the old type of influence. But these ones where people will carry camera, put in front, bend head, hello, what's up, GOT, LOL, that they influence people to buy new clothes, new shoes, new phones. You don't think it's a good career path?
If it influence me positively,
okay,
it's a career path. But if it's negatively, no. For me, influencer is like a role model. Somebody who can influence you positively. In reverse, I would say there is a misconception of people these days. Look at it negative. People tend to negative aspect. That is what they use copy. So for me, it's not really good.
It's not good. You don't enjoy. You don't enjoy what they're doing these days.
Impact positively into the rest of
okay. All right, Tony, thank you very much. I hope you have a good day in Andoni today. Thank you very much. Michael is on the line from Brookboko. Michael, good morning to you. Oh, dear. Michael, apologies. Mike 3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Good morning.
Good morning, please.
This is Davidoff.
Welcome, Davidoff.
Okay, what is the discussion on ground now?
Okay, we're talking about social media influencers. Just listen, I'll repeat and then you can join in. All right, so I can read these messages. All right, if you just join us, we're talking about social media influencers, the rise of social media influencers. And the question is, why are some parents, particularly Nigerian parents, all right, I'm particularizing to us, why are some parents opposed to their children becoming social media influencers, right? Tonya said, look, the influencers that he knew and grew up with are the ones who impacted positivity into his life. Shoyinka, Achebe, Fela, those type of people who we saw them as successful, we saw them as good, we saw them as being, opinionated. Their voices were loud and clear, and so we wanted to be like them. But these days, he says, look, everybody comes online, and he's not seeing what they're successful at. He's not seeing exactly what it is that they do right. And then they encourage people to do whatever it is they want to do. He doesn't agree with that notion. But like I said, the influence is spreading. The career path is spread. A decade plus ago, right, people wouldn't put on their bios or on their cards, because people have cards now, won't say Okere Michael. social media influencer. But today, they are. Today, people look for these social media influencers and tell them, oh, I have an event. Please promote it. What are your rates? Like they have standard rates. They'll tell you, oh, 2 minutes adverts. I'm collecting 100K, 200K, 1 million naira. Comedians have now become online skit makers are social media influencers. If you go and give what's his name? Nas Boy, for example, your shoe, your whatever it is that you sell to market for you, you may have to part ways with like maybe 2 million naira. Just for him to say, oh, come and buy this guy's shoe. Now him they wear every day. They're creative. And look, once again, I say this with all humility. It's a very difficult task to engage in. It really is. All right. This one here says, I laugh and shake my head when people are not outside and talk as if their opinions are truth. I say this as someone who's built a very successful and credible brand on social media, got very influential to the point where people assumed I was just using jazz. I wasn't. Made money, created many opportunities for others, spoke about things that truly mattered to me, got into a bit of hot water because why not? Got to the edge of burnout and decided I needed to be radically selfish in taking care of myself before pouring into others. I get why some parents are worried. It's because they don't see the clear path and longevity. Like if your child says they want to be a doctor, you know about school, the courses, exams, job, salary, and the tax to expect. You know if something is not going the way it should, social media influencing is not so clear-cut. Funny enough, I'm working in a booth about this very thing. Interesting. Mr. Zion, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Mr. Jude.
Welcome. Why are some peers, some of your colleagues who are parents, opposed to their children becoming social media influencers?
It's a controversial approach and name most of the influencers already promoted. The controversial nature they associated themselves to, either on drugs, nude, and so on. And parents, to a large extent, want to still remain on this traditional African approach. Name is more valuable than gold. So they rather let us manage the way we are than exposing and expecting their children to say, oh, I want to be an influencer. And in our present day Nigeria, why this whole thing is not like an emerging global economy that we are catching out, we don't have a national discourse. So what is available to us more is gossip and rumor. We pay so much on gossip. We pay so much on rumor. Them say a ye. And this has something that as a people we ought to deal with. Now look at our country, Nigeria. Take this country to anywhere. Theoretically, my brother, we are the best, or among the best nations in our laws, in our social habit of formulations, our economy and everything. I said theory, not practical. Do you know how our laws are formulated? They are done from one of the best. But are we operating in that manner? The answer is no. We have a body called NOA, National Orientation Agency, which ought to be our nation's influencer, who ought to be there for us. What are they doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That's not exactly true. I don't know if you have seen local television these days. There are promos, be a Nigerian, follow the citizens code. They're doing a lot, the NOA.
How well have they done?
Well,
you see, we are talking about people contributing to global reputation, selling their nation on a global market.
Okay, so let me ask you this one question before I go, because JJ is around. Would you encourage your son or your daughter to become a social media influencer? Yes or no?
If they have a positive content to create, to make them that influencer, why not? They should go on.
Okay. All right, JJ from Omamegbe. JJ, are you an influencer? Why are you not an influencer? Why are you stopping your children from becoming influencers? Also.
Working on Nigeria Info every time, every day, any day. You're talking to over 10 million people. What other influence do you have?
Interesting.
Jude, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Over 7.something million people in River State. You have like 5.something million in Imo. You have people listening from Delta. You have people listening from Akwa Ibom. And you're telling me I'm not an influencer? Oh, no. You think it's a joke? The only problem I think we have, Mr. Zion, myself, even you and all those, is that people want to see, to believe. They don't want to say, yeah, JJ. But if they can add a face to that JJ, maybe by now would have been maybe more than Mr. Macaroni or something. But I said, in those days, when football wasn't money, when it was like, based on our parents' affection, was like the reserve for the bad boys, bad gang, those days, right? Until they see people like Wishing Oluma go to World Cup, go to Olympics, go see people like Kanu Nwankwo coming back from Olympics with gold and all those, parents begin to buy food for their children, to polish even for their children to go play football. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So for me, I don't think the influencers have done enough to encourage others to join them, because it's still seen for those who, I don't know how I want to describe them, but until people understand what it is, parents will begin to bring ideas. If not for that, I would have given you a very short story. So for me, I think that they need to do more and carry those older generation along, because like a new thing right now, even though we have people like Fela, Wole Soyinka and all those, they didn't do it as an influencer to make money. But today, people are buying houses in Banana Island and all those put together. So for me,
they should go.
Then come down and carry people along.
All right, let them come back, carry people along. JJ, thank you very much. Just going to break.
Nigeria Info will be right back.
All right, class.